Yuri. É ela, Yuri. Hey buddy, you want to leave me alone?
Stay away from me! They're coming behind me. I don't know what they're doing. Hey, get out of here. I'm leaving.
This video was filmed by Brendan, a well-known explorer you might recognize from his YouTube channel Uncharted Travel. Famous for his calm and steady presence, Brendan isn't one to scare easily. His passion? Uncovering forgotten, eerie places. For over 8 years, his channel has been a vault of gripping adventures, guiding viewers through the secrets of long-abandoned structures, each one captured on camera. In this particular exploration, we follow Brendan on a chilling journey, filmed on the night of October 31st, 2019. It's a cold Halloween evening, but that doesn't deter him. He's set on another daring adventure, this time to an old, isolated, and long-forgotten prison hidden in the northern Canadian wilderness. While most would avoid such a place, especially after dark, Brendan welcomes the challenge. Not only does he plan to explore the eerie prison, but he's also decided to spend the night there. With his tent and gear packed, Brendan loads up his vehicle and embarks on a 6-hour journey toward the prison grounds. It's the kind of trip where every mile brings deeper isolation and greater suspense.
Essentially what I'm doing today, I'm going to be traveling about 6 hours north to an isolated prison in the middle of nowhere in Canada. I'm going to be going alone, and I'm going to be staying the night. The only people I've actually seen out this far are reservists, so that's a little bit concerning. Hopefully there's no one around where I plan on parking.
After hours on the road, Brendan arrives, parks his car, and prepares for the next leg of the trip. He gathers his equipment and begins a strenuous 2-hour trek through thick, unforgiving wilderness to reach the abandoned prison. The journey is long and taxing, but eventually he arrives. Brendan steps into the crumbling structure, carefully searching for a place to set up camp. Once he finds a secure location, he pitches his tent as the darkness begins to fall. To make the space feel less ominous, he lights a small campfire. But when he checks his phone, a wave of unease washes over him. No signal. He's in a complete dead zone, surrounded by dense forest and cut off from civilization, which is several hundred kilometers away. Still, Brendan tries to shake off the unease, cooks a simple dinner, and prepares to explore more of the prison. He walks cautiously down decaying hallways he hadn't yet seen. Water leaks from the ceiling. The walls groan and shadows dance under the dim light of his flashlight. The air is damp, thick with age, and the silence presses in like a weight. With each creak of the old building, Brendan hopes he's just imagining things. Then, it happens. A loud noise rings out. A tin can crashes to the floor, the sound echoing through the empty corridors. Brendan spins around, heart pounding, eyes scanning the shadows. Nothing. Steadying his nerves, he presses onward, the tension now almost suffocating. Are these just the sounds of decay, or is someone or something really here? Brendan makes his way to the boiler room, his next destination. As he steps inside, he documents the crumbling machinery and explains its eerie history to his viewers. But a gnawing feeling persists. After wrapping up the segment, he begins making his way back to camp.
I wonder where it goes. Oh.
Now this is creepy. Yeah, definitely gonna have to change socks tomorrow.
As he walks the dim corridors, the silence is suddenly broken again. A long, dragging sound comes from a room at the far end of the hallway. It sends chills down Brendan's spine. The sound is too deliberate to ignore.
There's something at the end of the hallway that keeps making noise. Where it came from, this room at the end.
Summoning his courage, Brendan heads toward the noise. But as he gets closer, it stops. Dead silence. Was someone following him? Or was this place playing tricks on his mind? The unanswered questions fuel a deep unease. Shaken, Brendan decides to return to his tent for the night.
What a beautiful sight to behold. My crappy tent. I can't wait to just put on some dry socks and go to bed. It's been a long day.
Back at camp, he removes his damp shoes and crawls inside the tent. After a long day, he's desperate for rest. But unknown to him, the real disturbance is just getting started.
I keep hearing something outside. Sounds like it's in the corridor, one of the corridors. Maybe an animal, I don't know. Of course now it's... Did you hear that? I hope that mic picked that up. Shoes on.
As Brendan tries to settle in, strange sounds outside begin to grow louder. His mind races. Could it be an animal? Or, more unsettling, a person? Remaining calm, Brendan steps out of his tent and scans the dark forest.
Dogs earlier, so maybe it was one of his buddies. It sounded literally just out in this hallway.
Nothing seems out of place. Reassured for the moment, he returns to the tent, takes off his shoes again, and slips into his sleeping bag. To relax, he puts on headphones, hoping the music will block out the creeping dread.
I'm finally gonna head to bed. It's about 1:30 in the morning, and it's gotten down to about 0 degrees, so it's rather chilly. But luckily, this sleeping bag is actually pretty good, so I'm fairly warm. And hopefully I'll see you in the morning.
He logs off his stream and tucks away the camera, ready to sleep. But just as peace begins to settle in, a sudden jarring sound pierces the night. Brendan bolts upright. He's wide awake again.
And this place makes so much noise, like when you can't discern raindrops from wind, from animals, from scratches, from whatever, it messes with your mind, man. It's so hard to sleep here. But I'm gonna try. It's really late and I'm really tired.
The noises persist, strange and relentless. Brendan tries to rationalize them, but deep down he knows This isn't just the building. The isolation only heightens the fear. For over 30 minutes, he listens, heart racing, unable to trace the source. Eventually, he tries to sleep again, but the tranquility is shattered once more, this time with certainty. Something or someone is out there, close.
Hey buddy, you want to leave me alone? It's gonna be a long night. I just want to go to sleep. Go away! Go away!
Brendan calls out, hoping to scare off whoever or whatever is nearby, but the result is the opposite. Low growls begin to echo in the dark. Coyotes, a whole pack, and they're drawing closer. Gripping his knife, Brendan steps out cautiously. But he's lucky, the coyotes have retreated deeper into the woods. They're gone, for now. Still alert, Brendan returns to his tent, determined to wait out the remaining hours until dawn.
So we made it through the night. In case any of you were wondering, yes, the night sucked. Essentially what happened is it dropped below freezing. Everything is covered in a layer of ice. It was really hard for me to keep warm. Thank God I had a pair of hot pockets that I forgot about. This place during the day, no problem, piece of cake. From dusk till dawn, it's on a whole nother level, man. As soon as I tried going to bed, I heard it sounded like human footsteps, just scraping across the floor. But it turned out to be just a pack of coyotes. So that was pretty sweet. They were stalking me, and then after a little while, I heard them cackling, and then I realized it was sounded like a jackal or coyote. I'll just use coyote for ease of term. But yeah, they started circling, and I was in the tent in the cafeteria, and they started circling the tent, and they just kept circling, and they kept getting closer and closer. So then I was like, all right, I've had enough of this. So I grabbed my knife and I barged out the front door. And I kind of fended them off. I started yelling at them and scared them away. And then 5 minutes later, they were circling again. Circling around the tent. So then I scared them off again. And every time, this happened maybe 1 or 2 more times, and every time they'd come back, they'd get more and more bold and they'd get more and more close, which I definitely did not like. Being alone, it just added a whole another level of fear for me. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of this on camera because I was just trying to stay safe at the time, because this was the first time I actually felt like I was in danger. And then as soon as they started rubbing up against my tent, that's when I called it. So I scared them off one last time. I packed up my things and I ran pretty much threw everything in a bindle in the tent, and then I ran up the stairs and lost the coyotes, and thankfully made it up to the roof, barricaded the roof door so that they couldn't get up which luckily held them off for the whole night. But then as soon as I got my camp set up here, I heard them on the second story. They were looking for me. They were walking up and down the hallways trying to find me, and I was trying to keep so quiet not to alert them or anything like that. I was exhausted. It was like 3 a.m. at this point, 4 a.m. maybe. And my stomach, because I hadn't eaten pretty much anything, my stomach started grumbling. And just then I started hearing growling, like vicious growling. And that's when I knew they were not there to be friendly. And the growling sounded like it was coming from a foot behind my head. So I grabbed my knife, grabbed a flashlight, bust out the tent again, and I realized that the coyote is directly beneath me on the second story, growling up at me, trying to figure out where I am. So I spent pretty much the next hour or so awake listening to them stalking me in the hallway. And I don't know if you guys have ever been hunted before, but it kind of sucks. So it was kind of scary. I was honestly terrified that they'd break through my barricade and that was it.
Finally, morning breaks. As sunlight filters through the trees, Brendan reflects on the night's events. He shares the harrowing experience with his viewers, grateful to have made it through unscathed. The incident is a powerful reminder of the very real risks of solo camping in remote locations. Despite the fear and uncertainty, Brendan survived the night and added yet another unforgettable chapter to his exploration legacy. We're on a mission to hit 1,000 subscribers by May. Be part of our journey. Hit that subscribe button now and let's make it happen together. This unsettling footage comes from the YouTube channel Northwest Wind, known for its focus on outdoor adventures, stealth camping, and survival skills. The channel showcases a range of experiences, from solo camping trips to explorations of remote parks and wilderness areas. Its content often highlights the unpredictability and challenges that come with camping in secluded environments, something this video captures all too well. It was January 25th, 2024. The host, known as North, was stealth camping in a local park with winding hiking trails. He set up a bivy tent, aiming for a quiet and low-profile night under the stars. Everything seemed peaceful at first, but as darkness settled in, an eerie feeling began to creep over him, the unsettling sense that someone was watching. The location was remote. That alone made the growing tension even worse. Then came the worst part. Strangers suddenly appeared near his tent. The unexpected visitors were enough to turn a simple camping trip into a terrifying ordeal, and ultimately forced him to flee for his own safety.
Stay away from me! They're coming behind me. I don't know what they're doing.
The video opens on a light-hearted note. North jokes that he's bundled up in his bivvy like a sausage, making viewers smile. But the mood takes a sharp turn when he hears footsteps crunching through the underbrush. Someone or something is circling his tent.
It's like I'm the sausage and I'm stuffed in the tent. You know, like my peppers are down there, but I'm the sausage. You're looking at the sausage because the sausage is me. There's somebody. Hang on. I don't know if they can see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent. Somebody's out there. I don't know if they're coming this way or just walking around out there. I can't tell. Somebody's definitely walking around out there, though. Hang on. I don't want to leave the light on in case they can see in here. I think the fly is thick enough that they can't see the light, but still, I'm leaning right up against the lantern, so you can only just barely see my face. See with my phone. I don't know if you can see me better with my phone or not. Somebody's walking around out there. They're getting closer too. They're getting closer. closer. Hang on. Hang on. I want you to be able to see as much as possible, but I'm not gonna turn on the lantern again. I have my headlamp in my pocket too.
He strains his ears and realizes it's not just one person. Whispering voices confirm there are at least 2 individuals outside. The tension tightens. He calls out with a cautious, "Hello?" but receives only silence in return. Moments later, they begin moving around the tent, brushing and pressing against it from different sides. What starts as suspicion turns to fear.
They're really close now. They're like, listen. I don't like this at all. I'm spooked. Hello? Hello? They're really close. They're like 10 feet away. I think there's 2 people. I can't tell. I can barely hear them talking. They're whispering. I think there's 2 people. Hello? I think there's 2 of them. They're coming closer to the tent. They have to know that I'm in here. I'm gonna try and just be silent. Hang on. They're walking around outside in circles. Hello? Hello? Alright, I don't like this. Hello? Hello? They're touching my tent. Stop. They're right outside the tent. Hello? I'm in here. Hello? 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 And I'm getting the...
North's pulse races. He yells again, demanding to know who's there and warning that he's armed, hoping to scare them off. But instead of backing away, they push the situation to the brink. In a horrifying move, they collapse the tent on top of him while he's still inside. That was the final straw.
Get out of here. Hello? Hello? I don't know what the this is, but we're getting out of here. Hang on. Hello? Okay, they're walking away now. What do you want? What do you want? I have a knife. Where's my knife? They're with me. They're with me here. Holy crap, get away. What do you want? Hello, I can't see you. Hello? All right, I'm getting out of here. We're getting the hell out of here. Hello? What do you want? Say something, I see you. They collapsed my tent on me. I don't know which way they went. I think they went this way. I see you. Get away! All right, I'm spooked. I don't like this. Get my headlamp on and we're getting out of here right now. They're just standing there. They're just standing there. What do you want? Leave me alone! They went over that way. I can't see them now. I know you're there. I see you. They collapsed my tent on me and pulled the fly off while I was still in there. It smells like someone's smoking a cigarette too. I smell your cigarette. I smell your cigarette. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I have a knife. I smell your cigarette. All right, I'm officially like tweaking now. I'm like, all right, we're just gonna get out of here. We're just gonna get out of here. I'll come back for this crap later. Do I have my phone? I'm gonna call 911 if you come near me. Should I just call the police now or do I just go? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm scared to go in any direction. I don't know where to go.
I'm scared to go in any direction. I smell your cigarette!
Knowing he has no time to waste, North fights to escape the tangled bivvy. As he scrambles free, he can still hear them shifting in the darkness around him. He shouts again, making it clear he's aware of their presence. But still, no one responds. Their silence is as threatening as their actions. Without looking back, he bolts from the campsite, abandoning most of his gear in the process. But the nightmare isn't over. As he stumbles through the pitch-black woods, he realizes they're following him.
Is the camera on? The camera's on. I'm recording all of this! All right, they're moving again. I don't know, I'm getting out of here. We're going. I'll come back for this some other time. All right, let's get the hell out of here. I'm leaving, don't follow me! I don't know where to go. I don't know which way to get out of here. I smell your cigarette, I can hear you! I hear you! All right, I don't know which way to go. How the hell do I get out of here? All right, I don't know how to get out of here. All right, this is how the do I get out of here? Hang on, let me see if they're... Stay away from me! They're coming behind me. I don't know what they're doing. They could just be around. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. They're at my campsite. I see them. I see you reflecting off my tent. Leave my shit alone! All right, I'm getting out of here. You can have it. How do I? Which way? Here. Okay. Ah. One of them's following me. One of them's... Okay, here's the trail of some kind. Ah! 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 I just ate. I just ate. I'm soaked. I'm toast. Okay. Oh, they're coming. Leave me alone. Okay.
The ground is frozen and slick. In his desperation to flee, he slips and injures his knee. Limping and in pain, he pushes forward, hoping he's left them behind. But just when it seems like he's gained distance, the footsteps return. They're still there, relentless and close.
Okay. I don't know where I'm going. Ow! Mother. All right. Ow! 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 I just ate. Ow! I'm in prickers. Okay. Ow! Both. Ow! Ow! What the fuck? Okay. I don't see or hear anybody. All right, this is a clearing here. I just tripped over that. Ow! Oh, my knee. My poor knee. All right, here's a clearing. This has got to lead back to the main trail. I don't know where they are. I think it's all foggy up here. I got water in my headlamp. I don't know where to go. I don't see or hear anybody anymore.
Trying to steady his breathing, he spots a light glowing through the trees. He calls out, thinking it might scare them off. Instead, the light begins moving straight toward him. The realization hits like a punch. Whoever they are, they're not backing down. At that moment, survival kicks in. North doesn't wait to find out their intentions. He sprints through the woods, driven by adrenaline, not stopping until he reaches his car. It's a narrow escape. He barely makes it. Once inside, he locks the doors, battered and bruised from multiple falls on the icy terrain. Worse still, most of his gear is gone. As he drives away, one final chilling sight greets him in the rearview mirror. Figures in the distance, tearing through what was left of his campsite.
Absolutely soaked. Muddy. I fell in the mud 3-4 times. Jammed my knee, tripped. Fell right on my face. Hang on, is this still recording? Is it still recording? Is it still recording? Right at the edge of the wood line. It's about 150 yards away. Hang on. You see that? I see you! I can see you! Oh, it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. All right, let's get the out of here. I don't know if they're like after me or something, or what the happening. We're getting the here. It's getting bigger. They're coming this way. Holy I don't like this. I'm calling the police. Okay. Okay. There's another car here. Okay. This is okay. All right, we're getting out of here. All right. Lock my doors. What the f? What the f? I'm soaked. Where's my phone? Everything's muddy, disgusting. My knee, I'm soaked. I gotta go home. All right, let's drive out of here. I'll record again in a minute. We made it out though. My gear is still back there. My tent, my dry bag, sleeping pad. I don't see anybody coming or anything. I don't know what the f they're doing back there. And they were messing with my tent and throwing stuff at the tent, walking around it in circles and stuff. Once again, just like the golf course. No, not the golf course. Or I guess at the golf course I got chased, but I had all my gear. I didn't have a tent. Now, just like the train tracks, all my gear is left back there, and I'm gonna have to go get it again in the morning. There's only one other car there. I'm assuming it had to be them. They were smoking cigarettes. I could smell it, like, not like you're walking and someone's, I don't even know what to say. My mind is fried. I'm terrified. I'm shook.
This experience is a grim reminder. Danger can appear when you least expect it, even in places meant for peace. North's quick instincts may have saved his life. Had he hesitated or dismissed the unease, the night could have ended very differently. This was supposed to be just another ghost hunt, but what happened that night would haunt them forever. This chilling video was captured by Lucas and Yuri, two renowned Portuguese YouTubers behind the channel Caçadores das Sombras. For over 5 years, they've ventured into the unknown, chasing mysteries and exploring abandoned, allegedly haunted locations that most wouldn't dare step foot in. Unlike many in the paranormal world, Lucas and Yuri don't go in empty-handed. They carry firearms, offering them a level of protection rare among ghost hunters. But even with weapons at their side, nothing could have prepared them for what awaited that night. On February 17th, 2021, a warm, eerily quiet evening, the duo embarked on one of their most disturbing investigations yet.
Fala galera, eu sou o Lucas Oliveira, está começando mais um episódio da série Lendas Paranormais. E galera, hoje estamos de volta aqui na lenda da Mulher de Branco. A gente decidiu voltar aqui para ver se a gente encontra mais resposta sobre essa lenda. E galera, no último vídeo, para quem viu, eu achei um poço perto de uma mata, lá perto de onde ela morreu. Então a gente decidiu subir lá hoje para ver se a gente acha alguma coisa.
The mission: to uncover the truth behind a spine-tingling legend, the Lady in White. This local tale has haunted residents for decades. It speaks of a woman who tragically died in a car crash, her soul forever trapped in the forest where the accident occurred. Since then, countless locals have reported eerie sightings and unexplained sounds in the woods. That night, Lucas and Yuri were determined to separate fact from folklore.
Galera, a lenda desse local aqui, para quem ainda não conhece, é mais ou menos assim. Essa mulher, né, que assombra essa estrada aqui, ela morreu aqui há muitos anos atrás e ela capotou o carro lá na curva, né, Yuri? Lá em cima, não foi? Lá em cima. E ela tava com o marido dela, só que o marido saiu vivo. Só ela morreu. Nossa, mano, cheio de bicho aí, velho. E galera, e desde então ela assombra esse local aqui.
As darkness swallowed the trail, they pressed deeper into the woods, flashlights in hand, weapons at their sides, recounting the legend aloud for their viewers.
Tem alguém aqui?
Essa mata, como sempre, mano, fechadona, né?
Fica esperto aí, mano.
Aqui de olho aqui já.
The deeper they ventured, the heavier the atmosphere grew. Every creaking branch and rustling leaf amplified the tension. Then, just as doubts began to cloud their minds, a blood-curdling scream pierced the night.
Estranho esse local. Oh, Yuri, é grito, mano, é grito, é grito, é grito. É grito, mano, vindo aqui, ó, aqui, ó, aqui, ó.
Eu não ouvi, eu não ouvi, não ouvi.
É aqui, ó. Tem grito aqui, ó. Pega a frente aí.
Without hesitation, they bolted toward the sound. What began as an investigation quickly turned into a chase through thick darkness. But what they found, or didn't find, left them paralyzed.
Yuri. É ela, mano, é ela, Yuri. O que você quer?
In a split second, the video cuts to black. The camera falls. No explanation, no warning, just silence. When the footage resumes, it's chaos. Lucas awakens, alone, disoriented, and surrounded by darkness. Yuri is gone, vanished.
Cadê o Yuri, mano? Cadê o Yuri, mano? Yuri! Ô, Yuri!
The panic is instant. Lucas calls out, his voice echoing through the woods, but there's no response. Gripped by fear and confusion, he flees the forest, praying that Yuri somehow finds his way home. Then, in a twist no one saw coming, Yuri reappears the next morning. He's dazed, unable to remember a single moment from the time they were knocked out. His clothes are torn, his body bruised, and his mind blank. Though physically unharmed, the psychological toll is undeniable. When the video went public, it sent shockwaves through their audience. Viewers were divided. Some were convinced they'd witnessed a real supernatural event. Others questioned the authenticity. Why didn't the camera capture what knocked them unconscious? Why was there no footage of the actual encounter? Lucas and Yuri offered an explanation. They believed the ghostly energy of the lady in white had interfered with their equipment. Whatever you believe, one thing is certain. Lucas and Yuri were forever changed that night. And for those brave enough to seek the truth behind the lady in white, this video stands as a stark warning. Some legends are better left undisturbed. The upcoming video is from the YouTube channel Man Dog Wild, where Daryl, a passionate nature enthusiast, has spent the past 4 years documenting his wild camping adventures. His deep love for the outdoors shines through every video, as he showcases the thrill of living off the land. But this time, things take a dark and unexpected turn. In this chilling episode, Daryl embarks on a solo expedition into a dense pine forest, accompanied only by his 3 loyal dogs. The forest, while breathtaking, carries a sinister reputation. For years, hikers have whispered about unsettling encounters, sticks and stones hurled from nowhere, and sightings of a mysterious woman drifting silently through the trees, watching those who pass. Despite these ominous tales, Daryl is undeterred. He's here for adventure, but what awaits him is far more chilling than he could have imagined. On January 12, 2025, under clear skies and a bright winter sun, Daryl arrives fully equipped and eager to embrace the wild. He picks a serene spot deep within the woods and begins setting up camp, surrounded by towering pines and the comforting sounds of nature.
Ghosts, they're never one of those I've really taken any issue with. It's like one of those where, would you stay in a haunted house for X amount of money? I'd stay in there for free. It just doesn't, it's not one of those that really gets to me. I won't be psyching myself out over the possibility of a ghost. I have had my experiences with ghosts. Right, ancient woodlands, in a hospital. Had my experiences with ghosts. What about you guys? Let me know if you guys have had any kind of experiences with ghosts, spirits, whatever you want to call them. Let me know your story. But we will be doing a ghost hunt tonight. Okay, you know, EVPs and whatnot, and ghost boxes maybe, I don't know. It's just some kind of software I downloaded. Apparently it's some real but who knows? I paid for it too, so it better be. It'll also be interesting to see how the dogs react to being here currently. DC sleeping, Hooper sleeping, and Yeti, I'd imagine, is sleeping.
As the day fades, golden light gives way to shadows, and the forest transforms. What was once welcoming becomes a vast expanse of darkness and whispers. With nightfall settling in, Daryl prepares a meal using foraged wild vegetables. The crackle of his small fire adds a cozy touch to the eerie stillness.
Heating up our water with our asparagus just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because personally, for me, when it comes to trying new things, especially wild edibles, you don't want to go overkill with it, of course. So just a little bit. Just get it all in there. Trying out one of the asparagus. Not bad. Not bad. So we'll be finishing up our okay. So we'll be finishing up our little dinner here.
Curious to test some new ghost hunting apps he'd recently downloaded, he decides to do a little experimenting, more for entertainment than actual belief. But what starts as playful curiosity soon becomes something much more unsettling.
So I'm assuming that head torch, man. I'm assuming that's a fox. Oh, here goes nightfall. Strange noises. The dog's barking. We kind of ask questions and see what happens. So, are there any ghosts in the area with us tonight? If so, how did you die? Were you... a train track? That's interesting because there used to be a train track nearby here. Like really nearby here, okay. So if you died on a train track, why are you up here on the mountains, huh? Or were you a ginger child when you got killed by a train? And now you're up here on the mountain worshipping. Must admit, you've got some good old battery drain here. The head torch is dead. Charged up fully. Now my camera's flashing. I don't know what the phone's doing. Ay, ay, ay. Holy moly. The phone's beginning to die as well, okay.
At first, nothing unusual happens. The devices seem to confirm what he already believed. No ghosts here. But as midnight draws near, the energy around him shifts. Daryl begins to notice subtle but disturbing changes. His dogs, usually calm and obedient, grow restless. Their ears twitch at phantom sounds. Their eyes pierce the darkness. They growl, not playfully but in warning. At the same time, Daryl's electronics start to malfunction. His flashlight dims. His phone battery drains inexplicably fast. Even his camera flickers, refusing to stay on. A rational mind might call it coincidence, but Daryl feels it. Something isn't right. Driven by unease, he launches a second ghost app.
Can you tell me how many fingers I'm holding up?
Bribe.
That's it's close, but yeah, it's not quite accurate. I was holding up 2 fingers. You were bribed how?
Why are you asking?
You just said, why are you asking? Whoa! Yep, it was the, I knocked the branch. But what I was going to say was, I just turned around and I saw this kind of, it was almost like a black mist. Just kind of coming along the trees, huh? Yes. Yeti. DC, come. Oh, it's DC. DC. Come here. Come here. Come. Oh, it was Yeti. Was Yeti the black mist? I don't know.
The results remain inconclusive, yet the atmosphere around him grows heavier with each passing moment. The air feels thick, oppressive, as if the forest itself is closing in. Whatever presence lingers here doesn't want to be discovered, and Daryl is beginning to wish he'd never come looking. Uneasy but unwilling to give in to fear, he retreats to his camp. Yet the tension doesn't ease. His dogs remain alert, staring into the blackness beyond the fire's reach, growling at something only they can sense. Daryl tries to calm himself, choosing to halt his ghost hunt and attempt sleep. Still, the forest doesn't let him rest. No dramatic event unfolds that night. No figures emerge from the trees. No voices call out. But the palpable fear never lifts. He manages to get some rest, but it's shallow, restless. When dawn finally breaks, the heaviness lifts. The birds sing. The trees sway gently. The forest looks once again like the serene paradise he first entered. But the feeling from the night before, it lingers. As Daryl packs up, one question repeats in his mind. Was it just his imagination? Or did something truly otherworldly brush against his reality? He leaves the forest changed, the skeptic in him shaken. This was no ordinary night, and one thing's for sure, this is a camping trip he'll never forget. Curtis embarked on a peaceful hike, relishing the fresh air and the natural beauty of the forest. However, he soon found himself in a life-threatening scenario when a black bear appeared from the trees and began to follow him.
Hey, bear. It's okay. Whoa, bear. Hey, bear. Hey, get out of here. I'm leaving.
Understanding the importance of staying calm, Curtis carefully walked backward, maintaining a safe distance to avoid provoking the bear. For a brief moment, the bear seemed distracted, sniffing the ground and wandering slightly off its path.
Hey, bear. Whoa, bear. Hey.
But then, it refocused on him. With his heart racing, Curtis reached for his bear spray, aware that he might need it. As the bear approached too closely for comfort, he aimed the spray into the air, not to harm the animal, but to deter it.
Hey.
Fortunately, The tactic worked, and the bear retreated. Encounters like this serve as a stark reminder that when you venture into the wild, you are entering their domain, and not everyone is fortunate enough to escape unharmed. This final footage comes from The Voice of Sikkim, a YouTube channel known for its gripping content surrounding the northeastern Indian state of Sikkim. From in-depth historical documentaries to cultural treasures, this channel also dares to tread into the darker side of the region, exploring unsolved mysteries, supernatural legends, and spine-tingling encounters hidden deep within Sikkim's wilderness. On the night of October 20th, 2019, 2 experienced forest rangers set off for their overnight patrol in the heart of the Mahananda Wildlife Sanctuary, a sprawling, shadowy expanse nestled near Siliguri, India. This dense jungle, home to both majestic wildlife and age-old folklore, has long stirred whispers of ghostly sightings. As the rangers made their way through the isolated forest roads, they were about to witness something that would shake their beliefs to the core. The scene opens with their vehicle creeping down a narrow, unlit road. The only illumination comes from their headlights slicing through the blackness, casting unsettling shadows along the tangled tree line. Then, without warning, a figure appears. A pale, white silhouette steps onto the road, moving slowly, deliberately. It doesn't flinch, doesn't turn. It's as if it doesn't even notice the vehicle bearing down on it. Jolted by fear, the rangers slam the brakes and throw the vehicle into reverse, backing away as their headlights continue to track the mysterious figure. As it moves further, they see it more clearly. A woman, draped in a flowing white gown, eerily gliding across the path. Her motion is unnatural, almost spectral. She doesn't acknowledge the vehicle or its lights. No pause, no glance, just an unbroken walk into the woods, vanishing into the darkness. Frozen in disbelief, the rangers sit in stunned silence. Who or what had just passed before them? Was it a human inexplicably wandering alone through a jungle at night? Or something far more otherworldly, a phantom tied to the land by tragedy or vengeance? The legend of women in white haunts many cultures, often associated with grief, loss, and unexplained deaths. But it's the way this figure ignored all human presence that turns curiosity into dread. What unsettles most viewers isn't just the figure itself, but the stillness, the absence of any natural reaction to headlights or human proximity. This encounter fits eerily well with local tales that speak of ghostly apparitions that appear and vanish without a trace, forever tied to the shadows of the forest. Could the rangers have seen one of those spirits? Or was there some rational explanation that escaped them in the heat of the moment? In the aftermath, neither ranger could shake what they'd seen. They reviewed the footage over and over, but the image of that pale figure lingered beyond the screen. This wasn't just another night on patrol. This was a brush with the unknown. And for anyone tempted to explore these haunted paths, this footage stands as a chilling warning. Some legends might be more than just stories. Those clips prove the woods hide more than just wildlife. Subscribe for more creepy encounters, and check out the next video on screen, if you dare.